Okay, thank you everyone for joining us for our fall Ohigan service. I'd like to begin by reading a passage from the works of Shinran Shonin, our founder. I'm going to read one of the wasans, the poems that Shinran wrote about Amida Buddha and the Pure Land. So please join me in Gyokyo. The liberating wheel of light is without bound. Each person it touches, it is taught, is freed from attachments to being and non-being, so take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. Okay, thank you everyone. Today we are observing Fall Ohigan. And Higan is this time of year when day and night are equal. We call it the equinox, right? And so we're at about that time of year, and so this is a time we kind of like to pause and reflect, right? And we want to reflect on Buddha's teachings. We want to reflect maybe especially on a certain set of teachings. And so I found a picture. I kind of made the picture out of a couple pictures. So let's take a look and see if you know what it is. Did you figure it out? You want me to zoom in on what's in the back? Does that help? I think you already got it. Grandpa delivers pizza every Monday and Wednesday. Yeah, so what's that? It's the acronym for remembering the 6 paramitas, the 6 perfections. Right? These are these basic Buddhist values. So Grandpa delivers pizza every Monday and Wednesday. Giving, discipline, patience, effort, meditation, and wisdom, right? And so you do Grandpa delivers pizza every Monday and Wednesday, and that way you can remember, you can figure out the 6 paramitas, or the 6 perfections, right? The perfection of giving, the perfection of discipline, the perfection of effort, the perfection of patience, the perfection, I think I got them out of order, the perfection of meditation, and the perfection of wisdom. Okay, you can tell me how I got what I got wrong, okay? I should have chosen a better picture, but that's the only picture I could find on the entire internet of a grandpa delivering pizza. Okay, so you look at that guy and he looks kind of scary. Sorry about that. I should have had a picture of a grandpa who looks nice, right? A grandpa who's smiling while he delivers the pizza. Maybe we can, when after the shelter in place ends and when we can all get back together again, I'll ask one of the grandpas in church to pose for a picture of me with a box of pizza, so I can have a kinder, friendlier grandpa delivering pizza every Monday and Wednesday. Now, why is that important? Because of number 1. Because of the first one is one of the most important ones, right? And it's giving. Now this giving, right, oftentimes we think of giving a thing, right? Maybe giving money. Right? You could also, though, give service, right? You could help someone, right? And so that's something we do, like at bazaar or obon, mochitsuki, right? When we come in, we're working really hard, right? And giving that effort is something we can do as dana, right? So that giving can be all kinds of things. But it's not only just the giving. It's also related to what you hear me talk about a lot, compassion. Right? And that compassion can also be known as kindness or friendliness. Right? So that's why I got to get a picture of a kind, friendly pizza delivery grandpa. Okay, and so we'll work on that for next year maybe. But that's one of the most important things in Buddhism. Right? Compassion, kindness, friendliness, giving. Now, when we give, the best kind of giving is selfless giving, right? So you're not thinking about yourself, but you're giving purely for the other person, the receiver, the person getting the gift. So you might have heard my story before when I went to my friend's house and it was his nephew's birthday, and his nephew's only like 1 or 2, He was half Japanese, so I thought, oh, you know what? When I was a kid, I didn't have well, I had some Japanese books, actually, that my mom gave me, and so I thought that might be kind of nice to have. So we looked really hard, and I found this little dictionary with pictures of things, and then it had the Japanese words and English words. So I thought, this is the best present. This present is perfect. There's no way anyone's going to top this present. So I got to make sure they know that I'm the one that gave it. Right? So then when they had the party and I was there, and they're giving the presents, and they got to mine, and I was like, that's mine, I chose that. And as soon as I said it, I was like, what? Why? Who cares? Just let the kid have the present. He doesn't even really understand, right? He's only like 2 years old maybe, right? But for some reason, I really wanted people to know I gave it. I gave that present. That's not what presents are about, right? It's the person getting the present. That's what the focus should be on, right? So I was doing giving, but it was far from perfect giving. It was selfish giving, not selfless giving. So that idea of trying to help others, not worrying so much about yourself, but trying to help the other person. Not doing it so that they'll thank me and so that they'll think I'm a great person, but because they needed help. Or because it was their birthday and they got a gift. So this giving, the first one of the 6 paramitas, the 6 perfections, is really important. And then the other one that I think is really important is number 6. So number 1 and number 6 to me are the most important of the 6 paramitas. And number 6, wisdom. And so this wisdom is Buddha's wisdom. This is the wisdom of enlightenment, the wisdom of awakening, perfect wisdom, seeing things as they really are. I don't see things that way. I see things because, well, I have glasses, so I'm seeing them kind of distorted anyway because the glasses don't give exact, if you wear glasses, right? It kind of compresses things, and if I turn my head, I see things above the glasses moving differently than what's in the glasses. Right? So that's just my glasses, right? But then how I was brought up, what I like and I don't like, all those things affect how I see the world. I don't see it as it is. I see it because of my own limitations. And so this perfect wisdom is the wisdom of the Buddha. And now one way that this wisdom is described as the wisdom of non-discrimination. The wisdom of non-discrimination. Another way to understand that is equality. Right? That the Buddha's wisdom, all things are equal. All beings are equal. Everyone's equal. That's not the way our society is. And so that's a wish, right? That's an aspiration. That's something that I think a lot of people want to work towards, right? Is a society where everyone can be equal, when everyone can be treated the same, regardless of your race or your nationality or your gender or your sexual preference or what kind of music you like or whatever, right? That we can all be treated equally. And to me, that's fair. Right? I personally wish that we lived in a more fair, kind world, right? Where everyone could be treated equally. We shouldn't treat some people badly just because they're this way or that way. Right? How hard is that? I guess it's pretty hard, especially to do it in society. It's really hard to have a society that's based on equality. Even the United States of America, that talks about equality a lot, right? And yet, if we look at it historically, there's been a lot of inequality. But the thing that I like best about America is that it tries to aim towards equality most of the time. Not everyone does, but I feel like at its best, America wants everyone to be equal. And so I feel like Buddha's wisdom is like that, right? That Buddha wants everyone to be equal. Buddha treats everyone equally, without discriminating. And that's why in the passage, right, it says, the liberating wheel of light is without bound. If you look at pictures of Buddha, there's a ring around him, right? And it's a ring of light. Right? And that goes everywhere. There's nowhere it doesn't go. And each person that touches, it is taught, is freed from attachments to being and non-being, so that we don't have our attachments anymore when we're touched by this light. And then it says, so take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. So we take refuge in Amida Buddha when we say Namo Amida Butsu. And then what we're taking refuge in is this wisdom of equality, this wisdom of non-discrimination, this wisdom and compassion for all. So it's really pretty profound, huh? Who knew when we said Namo Amida Butsu, that's part of what we're doing, right? That we're taking refuge in Amida Buddha, and Amida Buddha is wisdom, wisdom of equality, and compassion, right? Kindness to everyone. It's kind of hard to have it in society, to make it real in society. I think people are fighting for that all the time. But maybe as Buddhists, we can hold on to these values. Even if the other people around us don't feel that way, as a Buddhist, I can have these values, right? Based on the 6 paramitas, based especially on number 1, the giving, the kindness, compassion, and number 6, wisdom, this wisdom of equality. So I want to thank you all very much. It's nice and clean air right now, right? I was kind of upset last week because we had like a month with all the smoke and the bad air and everything. But this week, just breathing in that air, we realize how precious this fresh air is, how precious just air is that we take for granted usually. Right? So we get this kind of reprieve. We get a little bit of rest, right? We get to relax just a little bit. So when we get to relax like that, just like in ancient Japan, at springtime and fall, when the climate got better and it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, same way for us now, right? We get this special chance to breathe easy, so we can reflect and rededicate ourselves to our Buddhist values. So why don't we conclude the Dharma message with Gassho, and I'll read this passage from Shinran Shonin's Wasan one more time. The liberating wheel of light is without bound. Each person it touches, it is taught, is freed from attachments to being and non-being. So take refuge in Amida, the enlightenment of non-discrimination. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda.